Hello, fellow YouTube... What? What? You want to be a part of the video? Come here. Come here. Yes, a good boy. Yeah, okay. You want to be a part of it? Do you? We can work together. We can work together. We can make a YouTube video. We can do it. Yeah. Hello, fellow YouTube viewer. The title does not deceive you, and neither does the thumbnail. Today, we're going to be doing a Save the World weapon review on something that it... You not want to be held? What was that for? Today, we're going to be doing a weapon review on a weapon that is actually not a bow and arrow. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Spec Ops pot-shot gun grenade launcher thing within Fortnite Save the World, which of course is the new Spec Ops grenade launcher, something that we've known about for like the past week now. Just came out into the game and we checked it out over on Twitch, and now we're doing a video here on YouTube. Gonna try to make this video as quick as possible for you guys so you can get in and get out with some spicy information. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Alrighty boys, now before we actually do get too deep into talking about the pot shot, I just want to mention really quick why your boy's in like a blue cube right now. The gameplay in the background is actually from the Twitch channel, and I don't want to show two Joeys on screen at the same time. I really should implement a way to record gameplay separately from the live streams, but the gameplay that I got on stream is actually really good, and I do want to share it with you guys. I'm actually doing a little bit of that double pump action, swapping between grenade launchers and such. It was actually really fun, and I figured I'd share that as the gameplay in the background. But without further ado, let's go and jump into it and talk about the pot shot. So if you guys do want to pick this weapon up, you can get it from the weekly store for 1680 gold. Yes, I said weekly, even though it's technically an event weapon, but for some reason you're still locked to only get it within 7 days. I don't know why you do this, Epic, but you shouldn't. But it's in the weekly store nonetheless for 1680 gold. Once you do pick it up, these were the rolls that I went with on it. I went with a crit rating, crit damage, a double damage, any element that you want, and of course the last perk is standing still for 2 seconds, will give you damage, and it stacks up to 5 times. Now there is one little caveat of this weapon that you might want to know. One of these damage perks that I do have on this weapon can be swapped over for reload speed, as this weapon does have a pretty slow reload speed. If that's something that bothers you, you could swap one of the damages off for a reload if you wanted to. For me personally, it doesn't really matter too much, so I just decided to keep the double extra damage. Moving on over to these stats, we have around 301,000 damage with a 38% crit hit chance. Do keep in mind that the crit hit chance on a rocket launcher doesn't really ever matter, or just an explosive weapon in general, because the more enemies you hit at one time, the higher chance you have to crit on one of those enemies. So the crit chance really never matters on launchers as long as you're hitting a group of targets. Moving on, we have 185 for the crit hit damage, a fire rate of 0.65, a magazine of 2, as it will cost you 3 ammo per shot, and a reload time of 3.2 with a pretty spicy impact of just under 30,000. Now lastly, before we get into my opinions, I'm going to go and show you guys my hero loadout, which I highly advise anybody that uses rocket launchers to use. We have 8-bit demo in the commander slot, which in my opinion is the best rocket launcher hero in the game. Basically what he does is you have a 40% chance to save your ammo per shot, and with the new rocket launcher rework, ammo is actually pretty pricey, and I absolutely love this guy because almost half of the time you're not even spending any of your rocket ammo, and you can, it automatically reloads it back into your mag, so you can shoot directly right after. And 8-bit demo is actually really good for this rocket launcher, especially with only 2 shots in the mag, so you can actually get around 3 to 4 sometimes using 8-bit demo. Absolutely love this guy. We have TRO with battle beat and sub wafers, faster explosions, which is another option for the commander. I personally, like I said, prefer to actually have more ammo. Then we have locked and reloaded and plasma arc. You could swap off plasma arc for maybe like Swamp Knight for some extra miss monster damage when you're low on health. I normally just put Cyberclops there because Totally Rockin' Out ends up healing you anyways, and you don't really get too big of a buff there, but that's pretty much the hero loadout that I ended up using for this video. Now, what exactly do I think about the pot shot? So, in my personal opinion, I'm going to be showing some gameplay in the background of me using this thing on some smashers, and I think the MSK mini boss as well, just kind of as a joke to see what we could do. My personal opinion and my overall thoughts on the pot shot is that this weapon really isn't the most special of weapons. Very similar to the sniper rifle that came out recently. It's a weapon that if you wanted to, you can play a specific playstyle that normally you wouldn't be able to play with other weapons. Because this weapon does have the final perk of allowing you to stand still and get more damage, you technically could stand on top of your base and just kind of rain grenades down from above. And if that's a playstyle that you want to play and you're going to have fun with it, go for it. But if you're your average average player that might not be too interested in standing still for a defense, this weapon really isn't anything special. I think out of all the grenade launchers that have come out, this is probably my favorite. Never really cared for the snowball or Easter one, and I believe we also have the thumper, which is a base game one. One thing that the Potshot does have something that's a little bit more strange from the other ones is that this actually costs 3 ammo per shot, whereas the other grenade launchers actually only cost 1 ammo per shot. So that's a definite downside to the Potshot, but it definitely still does some pretty decent damage. I noticed that we can hit around like 2.1 million with a war cry and standing still without totally rocking out. We were hitting around 1 million on elemental smashers without totally rocking out. And we're able to get some big numbers, but at the end of the day, big numbers don't really matter, especially whenever you're only able to hit those big numbers with a bunch of different buffs and a bunch of people in your actual fire team. I think the weapon's definitely fun to use, and if you do want to do the playstyle of sitting at the top of a base and shooting down, or you want to do what I do in the gameplay and just swap weapons back and forth the entire time, it's definitely something that you can do and maybe something that you might enjoy. But overall, at least in my opinion, I don't see too many things that are exactly special about this weapon, and yeah, it just kind of seems like another grenade launcher to me. You can do some pretty wacky fun playstyles with it, but aside from that, it doesn't seem like something people are really going to be talking about, especially like a month later down the line. So that's pretty much my opinions on the Potshot overall. Should you get it? Yeah, you should always get any of the new weapons that come out, but should you perk it up? That's kind of your own decision. If you want to have fun with it and you got some extra perk up, then I would say go with it. But if you're like a lot of the other player base that, is really looking for the good weapons specifically, this is probably one that you can put in the collection book and you might not miss it later on down the line. But guys, that's pretty much it for me, and that's pretty much it for my opinions on the Potshot. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below if you guys have already used this weapon. And yeah, for me, it's just a little bit of a mega grenade launcher with nothing too special, but if you want to level it up, you can definitely go for it. Guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.